If you were about to drop $5,000 on a full-frame flagship for wildlife or sports, you need to pause this video right now. The camera world is currently shaking because the legend is finally returning. For years, Nikon fans have been begging, pleading, and waiting for the true successor to the D500, the king of APS-C. We thought it might never happen. We thought Nikon had moved on to full-frame only. But the latest leaks coming out of Japan and the recent integration of red digital cinema technology into Nikon's ecosystem have revealed something far more powerful than we ever imagined. Welcome to TechVibe. Today, we are deep diving into the Mini Z9, the Nikon Z90. This isn't just another crop sensor camera, this is a professional-grade speed demon designed to make the Sony A6700 and the Canon R7 look like entry-level toys. We have gathered every authentic piece of data, every leaked spec from the manufacturing floor, and the shocking details about how Nikon is using red's color science to dominate the video market. Stick around until the end because the final price leak and the official 2026 release window are going to change your entire gear buying strategy for the next 2 years. For almost a decade, the Nikon D500 stood alone. It was the rugged, fast, and reliable workhorse that professionals reached for when they needed extra reach without the bulk of a flagship body. When the Z-mount era began, there was a massive hole in the lineup. The Z50 and Z60 were great for travel, but they weren't pro. That all changes with the Z90. The core of this machine is a brand new 33-megapixel stacked DX format CMOS sensor. Now, why does stacked matter? If you're a photographer, you know that rolling shutter is the enemy. It warps the wings of a bird in flight or the swing of a golf club. By using a stacked sensor, technology usually reserved for $6,000 bodies like the Z9, the Z90 will have a readout speed so fast that the mechanical shutter is practically obsolete. We are looking at burst speeds that are frankly ridiculous for an APS-C body. Early reports suggest 20 frames per second in RAW with full AF/AE tracking, and up to a staggering 120 frames per second in JPEG mode. This is the Mini Z9 nickname earned in real time. But a fast sensor is nothing without a brain to control it. The Z90 is confirmed to house the EXPEED processor, the same engine found in the Z8 and Z9. This means you aren't just getting fast photos, you're getting the industry's best AI subject detection. Whether it's a hawk diving into a lake, a Formula One car blurring past at 200 miles per hour, or even a specific human eye behind a helmet, the Z90 will lock on and stay there. But here is where the story takes a turn that no one saw coming. Last year, Nikon made a massive move by acquiring Red Digital Cinema. We all wondered when we would see the first fruits of that marriage. The answer is the Nikon Z90. This camera is rumored to be the first DX body to feature internal 6K Red RAW and 12-bit NRAW recording. Let that sink in for a moment. A crop sensor camera with the color science of a Hollywood cinema camera. For hybrid creators who want to shoot high-end commercial work or cinematic wildlife documentaries, the Z90 is moving into territory previously occupied by cameras 3 times its price. We're talking 4K oversample from 6K at up to 60p, and 4K 120p for that buttery smooth slow motion that sports shooters crave. Let's talk about the build, because this is where many prosumer cameras fail. The Z90 is being built with the same DNA as the D500. It's not a tiny, plastic body that feels like a toy in your hand. Expect a rugged, magnesium alloy chassis with full weather sealing. If you're stuck in a rainstorm on a safari or a dusty sideline at a football game, the Z90 is designed to keep shooting. It will feature a deep, ergonomic grip that balances perfectly with Nikon's long S-line telephoto lenses. And yes, for everyone asking in the comments, the dual card slots are back. We are looking at one CF Express Type B slot for that massive 6K data rate and one UHS-2 SD slot for backups or standard shooting. One of the biggest complaints about Nikon's DX mirrorless system has been the lack of in-body image stabilization, or IBIS. The Z50 didn't have it. The Z30 didn't have it. But the Z90? It's rumored to feature a specialized 5-axis sensor shift system capable of up to 6 stops of compensation. When you combine that with the 1.5x crop factor of the APS-C sensor, you have a handheld wildlife powerhouse. Imagine shooting at a 600mm equivalent focal length and getting tack-sharp shots without a tripod. That is the dream the Z90 is here to fulfill. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this going to be too expensive? Let's look at the competition. The Sony A6700 and Canon R7 sit around the $1,400 to $1,500 mark. But the Z90 isn't competing with them, it's competing with the Fujifilm X-H2S, which sits at $2,500. However, our internal sources suggest Nikon wants to be aggressive. To reclaim the market, we expect a launch price for the Nikon Z90 to land right around $1,999 for the body only. This places it perfectly between the full-frame Z6 III and the flagship Z8. It's a premium price for a premium tool, but for the performance you're getting, specifically that Red RAW integration, it's actually a bargain. Wait, don't leave yet, because we need to address the elephant in the room: lenses. A pro camera needs pro glass. Along with the Z90, Nikon is rumored to be prepping a S-Line DX zoom lens, likely a 16 to 50mm f/2.8 or a 17 to 55mm f/2.8 constant aperture. This would finally give DX shooters a professional standard zoom to match the power of the Z90 body. If you already have full-frame Z glass, you're in even better luck, as those lenses will perform flawlessly on this body, giving you that extra reach for your 70 to 200mm or 100 to 400mm lenses. So, who is this camera really for? If you are a landscape photographer who needs every single pixel of a 45 or 60 megapixel full-frame sensor, the Z8 or Z7 II are still your best bets. But if you are a wildlife enthusiast, a sports photographer, or a hybrid video creator who values speed, reach, and cinema quality color, the Nikon Z90 is going to be your new best friend. It's the camera that says APS-C isn't lesser, it's just different. The official announcement is expected to come in early 2026, with a release window aimed at the middle of the year, just in time for the major summer sporting events. Nikon is being too quiet right now, which usually means they are preparing a massive launch. We have seen prototypes being tested in the field, and the feedback from those lucky enough to hold one is unanimous: the D500 has finally been dethroned. Before we wrap this up, I want to hear from you. Is 33 megapixels enough for your work? Does the inclusion of Red RAW make this a must-buy for your video projects? Or are you sticking with full frame? Drop a comment below, I read every single one, and I want to know if you think Nikon is finally taking the DX format seriously again. If you found this deep dive helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm show this video to more Nikon fans who have been waiting for this news. And if you haven't already, subscribe to TechVibe and turn on that bell notification. We are tracking the Z90 leaks daily, and as soon as the official press renders or final specs drop, you'll be the first to know right here. Thank you so much for watching the whole way through. Your support allows us to keep digging for the truth in the world of tech and photography. Don't make any big gear purchases until you see what Nikon does in the next few months. Stay creative, stay focused, and I will see you in the next one. This is TechVibe, signing off.